Hello, my name is Chris, and today I want to talk about that really disheartening thing when we're trying to quit smoking and we need some support from those around us, so we turn to them and we just don't get the support we need. It could be that we turn to friends, to family, to loved ones, and we say we're quitting smoking, we could use your support, and they just don't seem to care. They meet us with disinterest, with apathy. They're not actively discouraging us, but they're not encouraging us either. For all it matters to them, we might as well have said, we're going down to the grocery store, or we're ordering a pizza. In fact, knowing some people I know, they've been more enthusiastic about me ordering a pizza than quitting smoking. That hurts, that can leave us feeling really disheartened. Just as disheartened as the other lack of support, which comes from people who actively try and discourage us. It's as if they feel threatened by what we're setting out to achieve, and they put us down, they belittle our efforts, they discourage us in any way they can. They tell us, you can't do it, you'll never quit smoking, you'll never do it. And there's no two ways about it, that hurts. It's easy when that happens for people to say, just don't listen to them. But that is so much easier said than done. Because when we're going through this big life-changing thing, and yes, quitting smoking, however you dress it up, is a big life-changing thing. When we're going through that, we could all use a little support. I know I certainly could, I'm sure you certainly could. And so we turn to those closest to us, to our friends, to our family, to our loved ones. And when we don't get that support, it's like a rejection. And that rejection, it hurts. And if we let it, that hurt, that emotional pain from not getting the support we need, that can totally sabotage our success. It comes down to the thing I've talked about in so many videos. We hurt, we feel bad. And when we feel bad, we naturally want to change the way we feel. And for so many of us, for so long, the default way that we changed the way we felt was to smoke. But we don't have to do that anymore. We don't need other people's permission. We don't need other people's approval to quit smoking. I don't need other people's approval to quit smoking. You certainly don't need other people's approval to quit smoking. So today, from this day on, we are going to get and stay smoke-free with or without other people's support. And today we are going to talk about what to do when that lack of support is disheartening us, discouraging us, and how to stop it from sabotaging our success. Before we dive into this properly, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for all your love and all your support and all your kind words that you've left in the comment sections of my other videos. It really motivates me and it really inspires me to keep going with this YouTube channel and to keep sharing my experiences and what I've learned so far. And I find it incredibly humbling when people say that I've made even the tiniest difference in their quit journey. To go from when I first started doing this thinking no one would pay attention to actually making a difference, I really am grateful that I'm able to be part of that journey with you. And I'm also grateful for all your questions and your suggestions about topics for future videos, such as this one. One of my YouTube friends said that they're doing amazingly well on their quit journey. I think it was like 10 days yesterday, around that point. But if there's one point that they're really struggling with, it's that people seem to be threatened by their quit journey, and that's really disheartening to go through that. And to this person I would say that the most important first step has already been taken, which is realising that it's about them being threatened. It isn't so much about you. When people actively discourage us or they're just not supporting us in some way, it's not a reflection on our ability to succeed or our motivation or our drive or anything to do with us. It is a reflection on them themselves, more often than not. This is especially true if the person that we're turning to for support is still smoking, because often it can be that for the longest time they've had this terrible addiction, but they've never had to face up to it or even think about quitting, because you were there with them, that you made it okay for them and they made it okay for you. And now you're taking big positive action to change your life, and they're not sure that they can do it. They're not sure that they're ready to take the steps that you're taking. So they feel threatened or insecure or jealous even. And when people feel that way, when people feel threatened by the journey that we're on, it is much easier, much less effort for them to try and drag us down to their level than for them to climb up to ours. And that sucks. But when we know that the people who are discouraging us aren't doing it because they hate us, and they aren't doing it because they're bad people, we can relax a little bit. And we can stop worrying about why they're not supporting us. It's not because they actively want to see us fail. It's because they feel like they would fail and they're projecting that onto us. So it's okay for them to feel that way. It doesn't mean that we have to fail. It doesn't mean that we have to live up to the story they've told about us. We create our own story that we're going to succeed, and we stick with it. A few years ago, I made this decision. I really wanted to run the London Marathon. It was on my bucket list. It was something I really wanted to do. So I signed up. I got a place running for charity. I was really excited. And I came to my friends and I've signed up. I'm going to run the London Marathon. Yeah! And all my friends said to me, "You'll never do it. You will never run a marathon." And I realised then that what they meant wasn't "you will never run a marathon." It was "we'll never run a marathon." They weren't saying "you can't do it." They were saying "we can't do it." So I ran the marathon anyway. And those people are no longer my friends, because I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. I don't need to surround myself with people who tell me that I can't when I know that I can. I need to, my voice went then, I need to surround myself with people who are going to say, "Yes, we support you, we're with you every step of the way." And that brings me to my next point. The second thing that we can do when we're not getting the support we need is to surround ourselves with people who are going to support us, and to just stay quiet around everybody else who isn't supporting us. Let's say you're quitting smoking and you go and tell your parents or your partner, "Look, I'm going through this really difficult thing right now. I'm determined to do it." And they just don't seem to care. They're not actively discouraging you, but they're kind of, yeah, whatever. You know, let's go back to watching the TV. That is just as disheartening and just as upsetting as if they were actively discouraging you and putting you down. Because of all the billions of people on this planet, the people around us, our family and our friends and our partners, these are the people that we believe we should be able to turn to. So that can get really upsetting. But it is time, if this is happening, if we keep going to these people and they keep not giving us the support we need, it is time to just stop going to them and find other people instead. There is a quote which is often attributed to Albert Einstein, but which actually, bizarrely enough, comes from some old literature from Narcotics Anonymous, of all places. And it says that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that's what is happening here. We keep going to our partners and saying, "I'm quitting smoking," and they keep flicking the channel and not taking you on. We keep going to our parents and say, "I need your support," and they just don't seem to care. And we keep doing it, and every time we do, we expect to get different results, and they still don't care, and they don't change. And we just keep hurting ourselves over and over again. We keep just getting this more emotional pain on top of more emotional pain, because we keep setting ourselves up for this rejection. It's like running into a wall hoping to knock it down, and instead we just give ourselves a bloody big headache. And yet we keep going and running, going, this time it'll be different. And it never is. Eventually that headache is going to hurt so much that we're going to have to stop for our own safety. And the same with this. If we keep going to people and not getting that support, we need to stop going to them for our own safety. Because the more we hurt, the more chances there are that we're going to want to change the way we feel by smoking again. So it's time we need to look and say and realise that, look, these people do love us. They do care about us. It's just that for whatever reason, they don't have the capacity to provide us with the kind of support we need, when we need it, in the way that we need it. But just because they don't, doesn't mean that other people won't either. So now is the time to find your fellow quitters. Now is the time to find your kindred spirits and your soul family, and other people who will support you. It might be, you might be really blessed to have that one best friend who will support you no matter what. If you said, I want to climb a ladder to the moon, they will go and find you a ladder big enough. Turn to them, use them as your support. If you don't have that either, there are plenty of other places you can look. It might be time to turn online, to go to message boards and forums, to go to like social media groups and places like that, like Facebook groups. There's loads of pages and groups about quitting smoking. I have thought about starting one myself. I don't know if it's a good idea. Please do let me know. If you want me to do that, I can. It might be something more physical. You might want to speak to your doctor or someone who works, you know, in the health profession around your local area. They might know of an actual physical meeting where you can go and sit with other ex-smokers in kind of like a support group, like a 12-step kind of thing, and get the support that way. The support is out there. It's here on YouTube, in my videos and in the comments and other people's videos who are going through similar experiences. I always say if you leave me a comment, I will always reply. Lately I've been getting a lot of comments, so it's been taking me a little while longer, but I am rooting for you. No matter where you're at on your journey, I am rooting for you. The support is out there, and you can get it wherever you look. The third thing that we can do when we're not getting support from those around us when we are quitting smoking is to reevaluate our reasons for quitting and make sure they are focused on us and not other people. I doubt any of us woke up one morning and just decided that we quit smoking for a giggle. We all had our reasons, whether it was health, more money, whatever. But I found the best reasons to have that really help with long-term staying smoke-free are those that are focused on us and our lives and not other people. Before I successfully quit smoking, I had many other failed attempts, and I found that one of the common things in all those failed attempts was trying to quit smoking for other people, which never worked. I couldn't stay smoke-free because a girlfriend wanted me to, or because my ex-wife wanted me to, or because my parents or my siblings or my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, the guy next door. I couldn't stay smoke-free for any of them. But when I decided that I wanted to quit smoking for me, when I decided that the reason I was going to quit smoking was about Chris and not about my girlfriend or my parents, there was no stopping me. I decided that instead of doing this to make somebody else happy, I was doing this to make myself happy. I was doing it to become healthier and wealthier and all that good stuff. And when I focused on that, I felt motivated and inspired, and it didn't matter what else was going on around me. I could go through all kinds of crappy situations. I could go through this quit journey, as hard as it got, with a lack of support. And yet when I focused on these big positive changes that were coming in my life, none of it mattered. I was so motivated and so inspired to get to this point that it just didn't matter what other people said, because I was doing this for me. Number 4, the fourth thing we can do is to turn other people's negativity into our motivation. You say to someone, I'm going to quit smoking, and they say, you'll never do it. Now you could say, okay, yeah, you're right, no. Feel really disheartened and just give up on the whole idea. Or you could say, just watch me. And then you use that as motivation. And every day and every time you struggle and every time you don't get the motivation, the support you need, in your head you have this big, bright, vivid picture of the day you get to go back to that person and say, you know when you said I couldn't do it? Well, look at me now. I did it. In a way that actually transforms things. And even though it feels like you're not getting support from the people because they're not actively encouraging you, in this bizarre reverse way they are, because they're giving you the fuel that you need to go out and say, yeah, no matter what, I'm going to prove you wrong. That may not work for everyone, but for some reason, for some people, that can be a big motivator. To go out and say, no matter what, it doesn't matter what you say, I'm going to do this, and if I have to do it on my own, I will. But you know you don't, because as we've already said, there is lots of support out there. And the fifth and final thing that I want to share with you about what you can do if you're not getting the support that you need is to remember that you deserve this. I deserve it, we deserve it, you definitely deserve this. I don't mean to sound like a shampoo commercial, but you deserve to live the best life possible, and smoking cigarettes isn't helping you achieve that. It's rotting your lungs and increasing your risk of heart disease and causing all kinds of problems. It's ruining your life in a way that has motivated you to try and quit. And you deserve better than that. And deep down you know that you deserve better than that. So now is the time to simply stay true to yourself and determine that regardless as to whatever else is going on around you, you're going to do this because you deserve to be happy and healthy and free from all that gunk. So regardless as to what other people say, you are doing what is best for you. You are doing what is right for you, not what is best for somebody else or what is right for anybody else. This isn't about what your partner wants or your friends want or your family wants or the guy next door wants. This is about what you want and about what you deserve. Remember, you do not need anybody else's approval to quit smoking or to do anything else that you want to do in life. I hope this video, as always, has been helpful. It's a little windier out here than I anticipated, so I hope that hasn't affected the audio too bad. If this is a really bad video, I'll go and reshoot it some other day. But for now, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. Please do let me know how you're getting on with your journey in the comments below. If you've any other suggestions on how to deal with people who aren't supportive, I'd love to hear them. As always, likes and shares are very much appreciated. And for more videos like this and on similar subjects every single week, please do subscribe. Until then, I will see you next time. Bye.